It's not the Etsy algorithm, it's you. I've spent the last 10 years working with tens of thousands of Etsy sellers, and I've identified 8 Etsy seller types. And I want you to look at these Etsy seller types with me and understand which seller type you are. Different seller types have different chances of success on Etsy. So I've broken down, or I'm going to break down, the top 8 common Etsy seller types from worst to best, the seller type itself, the traits that those seller types have. So you're going to find yourself in and amongst these seller types, and the percentage chance of success based on the seller type. So let's get into this. This is fun, it's informative, and perhaps, hopefully, you can find your seller type in here and comment in the comments which seller type you are if you find yourself. Let's go then. So running from the worst to the best, so the lowest chances of success to the highest chances of success. Number 8 is the spaghetti thrower. Okay? Number 8 is the spaghetti thrower. This seller comes onto Etsy and just throws products onto Etsy. Random products, no consistency, no flow, no structure. They just throw things onto the platform and hope that something sticks. There are tons of spaghetti thrower sellers. I deal with them every week. The chances of success here are super, super low. I would put it at 5%. Are you a spaghetti thrower? Have you just put products into your store in the hope that something sticks and works? Loads of people do this. Let me know if you're a spaghetti thrower. Number 7 is the doubter. The doubter. So the traits of a doubter selling is fear. Okay? Really, really scared about trying new things, about trying anything, loves the idea of selling, but actually when it comes down to it, they get scared, they get fearful. They actually avoid taking the steps to build and grow an Etsy store. So never really going anywhere, or so scared to try and do something to make it work. And this, again, is a huge, huge problem. 10% chance of success, because constant self-sabotage ruins the chances of making good progress. The doubter, lots of doubters in the world of Etsy sellers. Number 6, this is a huge one for so many people, the dreamer. The dreamer. So constant new ideas. New ideas all the time, just constantly thinking of new stuff to make. I notice a lot of people with ADHD are in the dreamer category. And even if you don't have ADHD, constantly coming up with new ideas stifles progress. Because one day you're saying, I'm going to do this, and then you say, I'm going to do that, I'm going to try that, I'm going to try this, right? It actually cripples the chances of success here with constant new ideas. Again, percentage chances of success are low, 15%. So from the dreamer, we get into another Etsy seller type. I see this seller type all the time, and maybe this is you, the hustler. Okay, so the hustler is all about speed. Speed. How fast can I do things? How fast can I list? How fast can I make my processes more efficient to get more done in less time? Loads and loads of people do this, but the problem is it almost never works because Etsy doesn't want speed. Etsy wants trust. Two completely different things. The more speed, the faster you go at Etsy in your shop, the less likely you are to deliver trust because it's all happening too fast. Etsy needs to trust you. It can't trust a store with 100 items put into it in 3 or 4 days. That's speed over trust. No good. Loads of people are hustlers. It doesn't work, guys. You've got to slow down. Hustler chances, not great. Not great at all. 20%. Okay, number 4, we're getting into the areas now that have a better chance. Is any one of the remaining 4 personality or seller types you? Number 4, the perfectionist. And I know loads of you have this. The perfectionist. Basically, everything has to be perfect. Okay? So you're constantly revising your products, constantly revising the photography, the video. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again. There's something wrong with this product. I'm going to edit it. I'm going to change it. I'm going to upgrade it. Just endlessly seeking perfection and the ultimate photo, the ultimate product, the ultimate branding. And of course, what happens? You actually stifle your progress, and your progress is limited by this trait of being a perfectionist. Really tough one, this, and I know lots of people have it. If you can combat the perfectionism with some progress and actually put a limit on what you do, then your chances go up. Not the end of the world, but a really, really difficult seller type to move on from and progress. So I would put the chances here at about 30%. It is better, but still really, really hard. So you can see as we move down, now we're into the top 3. Have you already appeared here? Let me know in the comments what your seller type is. 3 to go. Number 3. Again, I see loads of you in this seller type. It's the researcher. Okay? So researchers are data driven. Okay? So researchers constantly look at the Etsy marketplace. They use all these SEO tools, which waste your time, by the way. I keep telling you that. They endlessly kind of eat themselves to death with trying to find the missing piece of data or that killer product based on extensive research. Endlessly looking at competitor stores to see, why am I not doing better than these stores? I think I am better, but why am I not doing better? Right? Endlessly looking at the possibilities, the permutations, the different outcomes driven by data. And again, just like the perfectionist, the researcher often ends in running down a cul-de-sac, running down a dead end, because they just can't step away from the data and allow themselves to breathe as a seller and feel their way more organically into the process. So, researchers, a bit better, because doing research is better than not doing research. So, but still, huge chances for limitations and problems. Number 2. So number 2, this is so many sellers, and hopefully you may see this in you, because there are good parts to this. So number 2 is the engineer. So the engineer is amazing at technical work, at making stuff, at getting jobs done, right? Amazing, very analytical, detail focus, right? Very strong for running a business. But they fall over with the creative side. So often engineers are amazing product creators, right? But absolutely useless at photography, video, branding, awareness of the tactile side of the business. So engineers are a good bet, but the weakness of an engineer is they just don't have the creative side. It comes as a loss because they're so strong on the technical side, they lose on the creative side. But engineers often succeed because they manage to grow their creative side over time. I would say 50%. It's a 50-50 on an engineer, which leaves us with the number 1 Etsy seller type, and that is the controller. Okay? So the controller has elements of both worlds. They are tech and detail, but they have some creative. My writing's terrible. So the controller strength is everything's mapped out. So every process, every system, which takes from the engineer side, but also they have a creative side as well. So this personality type or seller type has elements of structure and creation, and that's really, really good. The failing point of a controller is they are still limited. They are still limited inside these two areas, and they get too stuck to their systems and processes, and there's still room to break out from this seller type to increase the chances of success. This is a great place to be, but that control is also a weakness, because sometimes you've got to say, do you know what, I can't control everything. I've got to look at new ways, absorb new experiences, and actually not control so much. But as a seller type, this is definitely the strongest. And all things being equal, I would put a controller's chances at about 70%. So I want to know which seller type are you out of these 8? It'll be fascinating to find out, and let me know anything more you want me to know about your seller type. And as always, if you want to work with me, don't wait, don't guess. The booking now button's coming up on your screen that takes you to a one-to-one booking form to book a Zoom call with me, so I can tell you how in paid consultations and coaching I can further your Etsy business. I look forward to catching you in the comments and catching you in the consultations. Cheers.